Welcome back to Inside City Hall. Mitt Romney's choice of Paul Ryan as his running mate has sparked much excitement and debate since it was announced on Saturday morning. So will Ryan, who has outlined specific proposals to reduce the federal deficit, help Romney and help him make it over the finish line? Or will he be a drag on the ticket? Joining us to discuss that topic and more are the four members of our Consultants Corner. We've got Republicans Jake Menges and Brendan Quinn, and Democrats Patrick Jenkins and George Arzt. Welcome to all of you. And by the way, Jake's new son James was born on Thursday. And congratulations
Thank you very much.
sir.
Thank you.
Let us start with Paul Ryan. What's this all about? I've heard a discussion that this is a bit of a Hail Mary play, that the Romney campaign wanted to turn things around. I've heard other analysis that he was there to support the base, that this puts the icing on the cake for him. Let's get your grades and analysis of this move. We'll start with you, Jake.
I gave the governor a B for picking Paul Ryan. I think Paul Ryan was the best of the bunch. I think Pawlenty would have been a sleeper and Portman would have been a tough sell. So I give him a B on that end. I question the one thing that he has done is he's energized the base. He's also energized the candidate. Mitt Romney, the day of the announcement, was a completely different Mitt Romney than he was a week ago. Somebody's lit a fire in this guy. You can see it in his eyes. He's now comfortable in his skin and he's hitting his stride. So I give him credit for that. The problem with picking him is if the Obama administration is able to demonize him with seniors, the way we all think they might be able to do, they've now put Florida back on the table. We don't win Florida, we don't win the election. And more importantly is that by tapping Ryan, you have made this an ideological race and not a referendum on Barack Obama. So Mitt Romney's got to get back off of making it about ideology, which the Republicans aren't going to win, go to the center and make it about Barack Obama.
That's what I had heard for so many months, that the Republicans wanted to make it a referendum on Obama, and the Obama people wanted to make it a choice. And this, in some ways, pushes it back into the category of choice. Patrick, your grade and analysis.
I gave him an F. I think Ryan is a bad pick in general, but I think that what this does is it really starts what I believe, or it really solidifies what I believe has been a culture war. And I think if you look at some of the things that Mitt Romney has done up until this point, the pick of Ryan basically says to the rest of America, this is who we are. This is who the Republicans are. Because he was about nothing. Nothing specific about him. None of his plans have any specificity to him. But if you look at some of the things he's done up to now, like going to the NAACP and telling them he's going to repeal Obamacare, people walking into his fundraiser saying, this is what we're about, and you guys just don't get it. I think it solidifies that the 1% is going to rally against and try to take their country back, something that they started the day Barack Obama was elected.
Who might have been a better choice for Mitt Romney if he wanted to do it in a different way?
In a different way, maybe Tim Pawlenty might have been a better pick. I think someone that would have been closer to the moderate, to the middle of America would have been a better pick. But what this says is the Republican base and the Republican Party nationally is about the 1% and what we're going to do to get rid of Medicare, to get rid of social programs, to get rid of student loans, to really go about continuing the work that George Bush set in motion to really almost bankrupt the government. I think this pick says to the rest of America, this is what we're about going
I always
forward.
thought staking out turf was not the worst strategy in the world, right, Brendan?
I find it funny. I thought I was going to have to pay Jake every time he said millionaire, but he hasn't said millionaire, so I get to keep my money. However, if they keep talking about it's George Bush's fault, President Obama had said 3.5 years ago, if you don't want to vote for me, if I can't fix the economy, you shouldn't vote me back in. How many months straight? Unemployment's above 8%. The numbers are very clear. Paul Ryan has a very clear message. Romney has a very clear message about fixing the economy. We can talk about all the rhetoric, and we can sit here, and all of us as professionals that have done this, and say all the buzz phrases. John Q. Public, the guy sitting out there, Joe Sixpack, half of them are unemployed or are afraid they're going to be unemployed. They're worried about their job. They want to know who's going to create jobs, who's done more for jobs. President Obama hasn't gotten it done.
And all of this amounts to a grade of what on the Paul Ryan pick?
I give him an A+.
Okay.
I'm shy.
Okay, George.
I think it's an A for the Republicans because certainly it's better than Pawlenty and Portman, and an A for the Democrats because boy is there red meat there. And I think you start on social programs, on Medicare and Head Start. A lot of people are going to be frightened, and therefore I think it's really good. The big thing is no one is going to make a judgment on Paul Ryan until after the Democratic convention. That's 25 days, because each side will be trying to define Paul Ryan, and we'll see who wins at the end of 25 days.
What you folks call meta-scare, the idea that because Paul Ryan suggests some pretty fundamental changes to some of the biggest entitlement programs in the country, that it's a cause for alarm. And politically, it's kind of difficult. How would you advise the ticket to sell that?
Well, first of all, they're not going to run on Paul's plan. Paul is the running mate of Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is going to put out his own plan. But I give this ticket credit for at least not kicking the can down the road. They're actually going to try and take some of these very tough issues on. The problem that they have is when you're honest in politics, you sometimes lose the political fight. So what they have to do is they have to go out there every single day and not get distracted on the social issues, stick to the economy and the jobs, and what they're trying to do is save these programs, not get rid of them. And I think they'll be successful, because at the end of the day, you cannot sit there and Barack Obama can't say, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?
I think baby boomers like myself will take a look at this guy and say, what is he going to do to my programs? What is he going to do to Medicare? What is he going to do to Head Start for my grandchildren? What is really, what is this ticket all about? And is this guy a dangerous guy? And that's what it's going to come down to. It is going to overwhelm Romney.
Right, and Romney having no central core and no values that we can really identify with that in terms of governance, that's going to resonate. That's going to resonate. Paul Ryan has a plan, and he's told America what he wants to do with the social fabric of this country. And Romney's going to have to follow that. There's nothing he can come up with that that will distance himself that far away from what Paul Ryan wants to do, or else he threatens to lose the base.
Let me put something out as far as strategically what all of this means. Saturday morning, I was, we did a broadcast here, and I was reading stuff and thinking about it. And the thing that struck me as plausible, at least, was that the Romney ticket had seen sort of a slow fade, that in 7 or 8 of the key swing states, they weren't doing that well. They had taken small leads, and they had faded into small disadvantages, and that this was a way to try and rouse the base, in part because the other key number is that we're under 10% with undecided voters, which doesn't usually happen until mid to late even October. But people are really sort of choosing up sides. So there's no moderate middle to really go after in any substantial way. The swing states don't look like they're going all that well. The thing to do is to rouse the base, get them organized, get them motivated, get them excited, and that's why Paul Ryan. Does that make sense?
If you look at this, every campaign goes through these cycles. Everyone hits that summer drag. Everyone goes through this, that things slow down, and there's that VP announcement, there's the conventions, and there's a bounce for each side, and then you get into the meat and potatoes of this after Labor Day. But if you look at this going out there, that the other side, my friends over here, are talking about seniors are going to have a problem, seniors are going to lose Medicare. The Paul Ryan plan says nothing that will take Medicare away from seniors existing today. So
the voucher plan,
so everyone is out there to scare them,
away.
and you mentioned the Medicare program. And then you go jump into Obamacare, how you have this whole private independent payment board that's going to make decisions about your health care, not up in Saratoga, not up in Buffalo, not up in Watertown, in Washington. Do you want your doctor making that decision, or do you want some guy in Washington making that decision?
When you talk about options for Medicare, a lot of people are going to be frightened. They say they're not going to touch Medicare for the senior system, but not for the newcomers.
That is going to have to be the last word, gentlemen. We've got more to talk about with this, but we're going to do it another time. Congratulations again, Jake Menges,
Thank you very much.
brand new Menges in the family.
All right.
We are going to take a short break. I'm going to be back with the results of our snap poll in a minute and a preview of tomorrow night's program. Stay with us.